Hello everyone, welcome to the December 13th Impact Review. Now, did they do better after their Final Resolution pay-per-view? Now, we knew clearly that this pay-per-view was a filler. That's what it was when you watched it. A lot of people believed, and so did I, that this was going to be a great show. But it was a standard Impact, just put on pay-per-view with an extra hour. But it still led into what was going on during the night. Now, what did we get? We got Rude coming in, and pretty much Rude angry as hell that Aces and 8 screwed him when he expected them to do the job for him. To beat up Hardy at the end of Final Resolution. That did not happen. In the end, Hardy won. We already know that. But when Dvon came down with Aces and 8s, and they clearly said, you know what, we're sorry, but you know what? Your offer wasn't good enough. We had a opposing offer, and we took it, and we kicked your ass just like we kicked Hardy's ass. That makes you think, who could it be? I didn't know at the time, and it was actually a very good segment. It did sound like Dvon was winded. I don't know what the hell he was doing earlier, but it sounded like he was out of breath. Hopefully he's not sick. But you know what? When that section was over for that segment, you got Aces and 8 ready to kick Rude's butt again. Hardy and Storm come down and say, basically, we're not here to have any music playing. We're not here to do anything but to beat your ass. Then a fight breaks out. We find out later that Hardy, Storm, and Aces and 8's, two members of them, are going to go after them. Now, the actual match was not bad at all. It was a good match. Hardy and Storm facing Doc and an unknown member of Aces and 8. Like I said before, I believe they're switching people in and out from Aces and 8 because they're not going to stay permanently. They're probably from OVW. They just switch them around from time to time. The match was a good match. Aces and 8 represented themselves pretty well. But if they're going to keep acting like wrestlers instead of acting like brawlers, because they did a lot of wrestling instead of brawling, they might as well start coming from the back. Because one of the things that Aces and 8, by my perspective, needs is to stay as act like bikers from a clubhouse. Act like you really don't know that well how to wrestle unless it's revealed. So the guys that are masked really need to be more rough. Really need to not act like they can wrestle. Now, they did act pretty good, but honestly, they acted more like wrestlers. In the end, Hardy wins. That's okay. Aces and 8 afterward had the little reveal that it was Aries who paid them off. Now, Storm and Hardy acted pretty... What? That gave that kind of look. Which was okay. Wasn't great, but it's not meant to be great. It's meant to continue the storyline that makes some sense, at least in this part of it. Now, the Mickie Jane segment. I'm saying this right now about Mickie Jane. I've always liked Mickie Jane. She is a great talker. She's a great wrestler. The problem right now is that she has been kept in the same kind of mold for a long time, and she has not been seen much. She gives me the feeling of a John Cena almost. Almost. Not by much. I mean, not really going there all the way. She's booked the same for quite a while. And like John Cena in the beginning of his time, when he did his run, he was really great. But the problem is he's become stagnant. And that's how I feel with Mickie Jane. She needs a heel turn now. The Off the Rope show, and I believe the British Fist said it already, this woman needs a change. They have her keep jobbing. They have her keep losing and having no real storyline. She needs to become a heel. If she does not become a heel, then they should release her. I'm not saying that because I don't love Mickie Jane. I love the hell out of that woman. She's a great character. She has a great look. She has a great feel in the ring. And let's be honest, many men wish to feel her. I'm 10 of them. But honestly, I really hope they do a heel turn with her to give her more depth to her character. She needs it right now. Now, the Impact had a knockouts match. And it was the returning Madison Rayne versus Velvet Sky. Okay, jobber in the house. Let's be honest. Madison Rayne ain't gonna do much. She didn't even change her attire, but at least I can say for Velvet Sky, they gave her new clothing. Not bad, not good. It needs to grow on me. At least the clothing. It needs to grow on me a little bit. But it doesn't hide her in-ring work. She's still not that great in the ring. She's not. Admittedly, some parts of it actually were not bad. I think it was due to the new ring attire. They say the clothes make the woman or the man. In this case, I think she needs to wear the clothes a little bit more to make herself a little more interesting. Because it kind of felt to me that she was lacking due to the new clothing. She needs to change a little bit of her style to fit the clothes, because those clothes really fit someone who's a high flyer, and she's no high flyer. She won the match. Now she's going to be doing Championship Thursday versus pretty much Tara. Really wish it was a little longer than that, but they're going to make it short because I guess they really believe that Velvet Sky should have the belt. Maybe it's possible that Tara's going to be taking some time off because a lot of people have been off and then came back. It's a possibility for that. That's how I feel about it. Now, commentary hasn't changed much. Mike Tenay has not done anything better. He's still exactly the same. Todd's still doing very well. In fact, Todd, from what I can hear, is doing a lot of the calling with Taz now. Sometimes you have Mike Tenay in it, but honestly, I hear more Taz and more Todd than anything else, and I don't have a problem with it. Keep Mike quiet. Once in a while, he talks. If he has to stay there, let him be that way. I'm fine with it. So I'll leave it at that. Now, we have the, okay, the ETs versus Briscoe and Bischoff. You have Kurt Angle coming down to the ring. They had a short promo segment beforehand. I'm not even going to go in there. I'm not going to worry about it. It's just simple. They did sponsor 5 Hour. They did get sponsored by 5 Hour Energy, so that's the reason for it. So there's no reason to talk about what was said. The match wasn't too bad. The Robbie ETs, the ETs do their job. They job. Briscoe won over Rob Terry, which was kind of a surprise. And as this is going on and they're cheering and their arms are up, you got Kurt Angle getting clipped in the leg by one of Aces and Eights. Now he's supposed to have a match with Dvon for the world title, not the world title, the television title next week at Champion Thursday. So it's going to be a question if he's going to make it or not. They did a back show to see that he didn't get badly injured. It was just swollen. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Now love this. Joseph Park and OVW. What I said and what would I do for my promotion. In other words, the one I would build. One of the things I said I would do from time to time is to show my training promotion. In other words, the not very good with words all the time, ladies and gentlemen, when I get nervous, even though I'm excited. The territory for TNA, which is OVW, which is their training ground, I said that I would make sure that my show would show my training ground, where I would show good portions of what is being done there. Now, they didn't do this, but they did show Joseph Park. We know Joseph went to OVW to train. Now, they just showed the first day with him being there and sweating and running around and being screamed at by the trainer there. I don't recognize the trainer. I'll have to find out who that is. But he's probably a very good wrestler at the time when he was up. And he made Joseph Park work for it. Get sweaty, throw up, which was a little overboard, but still, it was funny. This is what the Joseph Park character is. He's funny, but he's going to be eventually serious. I loved it. It's good to see they're doing this with Joseph Park. They're still keeping the character. Nothing about Abyss yet. We won't know until in January, if that's the Abyss character. So we move on. Long live the king, baby. Kenny King gets a rematch against RVD. He said in his segment that I'm going to show that I can do the business. I respect RVD, but don't think I'm not going to learn and kick your ass. Not in those so many words, but it happened. Match was okay. It was good. At the end, I'm thinking, wait a minute. He just knocked RVD on his ass outside the ring. He turning heel? Yes, he did. I'm sure he just turned heel. He won by basically putting his legs on the ring rope and won. And the dance afterward was good. The crowd was into him. They were into the heel. There you go. Kenny King now is going to be featured. I don't know when, but he will be. That also means he may be winning the belt, which I hope so. Have a heel have the belt. That usually brings in heat, which when you bring it in your face will give you more of something to work with. Good. Now the okay. AJ Styles segment. We know AJ lost the match in final resolution, but we didn't know what he was going to act like. We do now. He pretty much did a good segment, pretty much saying, this is not about Dixie Carter. This is not about TNA. This is not about the Impact Zone. Not about the fans. It's about me. I put everyone else ahead of myself. I'm doing me now. Kind of hit home for me personally. I'm not saying that personally I am a bad person. I'm not. I'm really a very caring person that usually gives a lot more than what I get. I don't ask for much. I ask for the basics. But I've learned in my life now, particularly with the problems I'm in, is that I need to have more for myself. This is why my show is in the first place. Zane's View is me wanting more. And this actually hit home to me. What he said, saying, after everything that's been going on, after all this is not about anybody else. This is about me. I'm doing me now. And that's why it hit home to me. And personally, it felt good to hear that. Now, the segment after that, when Dixie Carter was waiting in the back, waiting for him to say, what are you doing? I don't recognize you. He throws the t-shirt that he took off when he was doing a segment to her and walks off. Kaz and Daniels after that, and I'm glad they did this. Kaz and Daniels did their segment saying, wait a minute, he's not giving up on just being the big guy. He's actually giving up. And oh, you see Daniels dancing around happy. But we don't know what Kaz is going to do. Kaz says, I got a present for you because this is Christmas. I'm doing something good. So let's see what happens next week about that. Now, the Bully Ray and Hogan segment, or should I say Terry and Mark. This is where people say, at least what I understand, if you make it look really real and give it a lot of emotion, a segment, it'll feel so real even if you know it's a work. This felt so real. It didn't even feel like a work at all. Seeing Hogan still mad at Bully Ray, saying that you're still trying to fuck my girls, my little baby girl. Sorry for the curse, but you know what? I think this is necessary. And Bully Ray justifying knowing her, not saying he's with her, but not saying he's not with her, saying he did this out of respect for her and for you. Show me some damn respect. I am angry as hell at you. Give me my respect. I've earned it. This felt like a real fight between a father and a man that could actually be his daughter's girlfriend. You don't know if he is or not. This could be exactly like Bully Ray said, that we're friends. She may have some interest in me. I'm not doing that because I'm showing respect to you and to her. But I can't stop her from feeling how she feels. She's old enough to make her own decisions. But it doesn't mean I'm saying that she is with me, but it doesn't mean I'm not. This keeps a whole of, how can I explain this? No matter if you're beginning to get tired of this, you still don't know what's going on. You still do not know if this is still them being together or not. And honestly, this is still way better than what you get from WWE. The WWE is giving such terrible storylines. This is refreshing to me. Even if it's not as great as many people think, it is more refreshing to see this and to see such emotion. The way they had the camera angles. The way you can hear how Hogan was just... He sounded so angry. This is how it really feels real. WWE has lost touch. They have no idea what real is anymore. It's just terrible. But this was good. And it leads into Bully Ray versus Jesse. Jesse was there as a piece of meat. It was supposed to just be there for that adding on to what happened minutes later. Bully Ray kicked his ass and left him a whoosh. You could hear in the Impact, and I wish to say throughout the night, the Impact Zone sounded very good. There's maybe about 1,000 people there or a few hundred, but they sounded more energetic than thousands of people in any WWE arena that has been shown on SmackDown or Raw. I am telling you right now, you hear way more enthusiasm. Yes, there's got to be canned heat in there. I heard the same woman as I've heard before, but you can see the people in the background cheering or screaming or booing. There is more energy there, no matter if the number is smaller, ladies and gentlemen. If you actually think sometimes that you need a big crowd to make it sound really, what's the right word? Really like it's great, then you're sorely mistaken. You can love having a small group of people who are highly energetic, doing a better job than a huge amount of people doing a minimal job. This was great. People were cheering for Bully Ray somewhat at a time. And then Jesse getting a whack in the chest, not once but twice. He has a handprint as big as the Great Khali on his chest. That thing went, you could hear it in the Impact, and everyone's going, oh, damn! You could hear them with such enthusiasm. Bully Ray wins, which was fine. And I wish to say that he did a great in-ring presence. You can see, obviously, someone's upset in the ring, but if they do it properly enough, it gives an emotion. You can see how upset he was, and he was just sick and tired of not getting the respect he deserved. That emotion, that in-ring presence there was so good. You can see how the people later really enjoyed it. So I can say that was a very good segment. Finally, you have the segment between Austin Aries and pretty much Jeff Hardy. Now you see early in the night when Rude was talking to Hogan, Hogan's telling Rude, you're next. You're not out of the woods yet. But Austin Aries, I want to know what's going on. Aries pretty much said the same thing as Rude. I'm going to do whatever is necessary to get my championship back. And he's still messing with Hogan, saying that, you know, I was put out in the front of Aces and Eight. Yes, Aces and Eight screwed me, but I didn't expect anything else. But you, Hogan, you put me in the middle of that. You put me in the front. You put me to get eaten up by Aces and Eight. And then you turned to Hardy. And then Hardy got everything he wanted, and I got the shaft. I'm going to keep messing with you until I get what I want. Hardy comes out, pretty much says, you know what? You want a shot? You got it next week. Championship Thursday. Hardy versus Austin Aries for the title. Okay. In the end, Hardy does get over on Austin Aries when they have that little fight at the end. I would have liked to see it like... Well, I didn't want to see Hardy get anything over Austin Aries. I would have liked to see Austin Aries get something over Hardy. That would have made it more better. But that did not happen. Now, how do I rate this show? B. Anyone else thinks it's under that? I can understand them. But see how it is right now that I saw Raw was not good. I have not seen SmackDown yet. Maybe they've done a little better. Raw was not that good. This, way more entertaining than Raw was. And they had a lot of good things in Raw. Fortunately, I could not do a review of it. But I'm telling you right now, Raw was not that great. But I can say this was a good show. B 100%. And if it wasn't a B, it had to be lower than that, B minus. I still say B because clearly a lot of things were defined. You got Austin Aries going to be facing Hardy again, yes, but at least maybe there's something will be going on with Ace and an 8. You don't know what's going to happen with Kurt Angle going after the television title, not the world title. Seeing Joseph Park at OVW, and I hope they keep doing that, was very good. The Robbie E.T.'s facing the Bischoff and the Briscoe. Hopefully those two are now going to become a tag team. Maybe they'll get better, which I'm hoping for. And Mickie Jane, I'm hoping they will do a heel turn now that it's showing her. That might be the beginnings of it. So I say this is a B show, and I hope you enjoyed this Zane's View. Subscribe and comment. I'm hoping to get, if I can't get SmackDown done tomorrow, I'm going to do my predictions probably with my SmackDown together. So you're going to see both if I can get that done. So I hope to see you, and take care, ladies and gentlemen.